Couple things to remember: if you're going to do Iaito or kenjutsu, you have to have good tools. You have to have a decent sword. As with everything in life, you get exactly what you pay for. If you're not a strong person, you might want to start out with what's called an aluminum alloy Iaito. The blade is not steel, it's very lightweight. So this is a sword that is for a smaller person, perhaps a female, someone who has trouble with wrist fatigue and arm fatigue. This is called aluminum alloy. Make sure it's an Iaito, it's not sharp. The problem with aluminum alloy is it's weak, it bends, so it's not made for clashing swords. So if you're going to block with a friend, I would avoid these. These are good though for drawing and practicing drawing, but there's no weight to them. So you're not going to build a lot of muscle. Another thing to look for is the wrapping of the handle. If it's loose, the Ito here is loose and these diamonds move very easily with just the shifting of your finger, that is going to affect your grip and it's going to affect your practice. So make sure that the Iaito wrapping is tight. You can do things like shellac over it, which will tighten everything up and really constrict everything. So there are cases where putting shellac, a couple of coats on this and rubbing it in will actually improve the tightness of the Iaito. If you're a larger person and you want to build some muscle and make it more realistic, you want an Iaito that is made of steel. The steel is much heavier. This is double the weight, in some cases even more. Again, you're getting what you pay for. This Iaito is a $400 sword or more now. The wrap on here, the Ito, is unmovable. It is a quality Iaito. The blade here is roughly 28-29 inches. The blade length may differ depending on your height. Some schools have specifics on the length of the blade. I don't care what the blade length is. You should be able to use every blade length from 24 inches to 38 inches. So make sure that you check with your sensei to check on the proper length of your sword blade. I think roughly 27 to 29 inches is average. This is a 28 or a 29 because I'm tall, so I like a 29 inch or some cases a 28. Obviously the shorter the blade is, the quicker it'll draw out. That 1 or 2 inches makes a difference. And if it's a shorter blade, you don't have to use your hips much. You can draw out a bit quicker. Steel blade is not going to break as easily. It can clash a lot more, although this one is severely damaged, as you can see all the marks from hitting over the years. But it's much more of a durable blade, and you're going to pay more for it. Nowadays, Iaito, budget Iaito for $200–300 are really good quality compared to what I used to have 30 years ago, which was junk. You had about 2 choices. Now you can get beautiful fittings, you can get tight Ito, you can get some quality saya and sageo on these. Save up the money to get a couple of decent Iaito swords, check out the different lengths, and then try them out, see which one fits your body type best. If you really want to splurge, you order from some place like Tozando or some of these really high-end companies. Cloud Hammer, there's some really beautiful swords out there for $800, $900, $1,000 and up. You're paying sometimes because they're coming direct from Japan, although I think Japanese swords are way overpriced compared to what you can get from China or even American made. Although the fittings are often much higher quality, much more aesthetically beautiful to look at when it's sitting on the rack. This is a Kas Hanwei Practical Iaito or Practical Plus, I'm not sure. It might be a lightweight blade. I've had this for like 24 years and the wrapping is exactly the same. I have refinished the Super Guard and the Habaki and things. I've repainted the saya, but this quality sword for $400 or $500 has lasted me decades. If you get something like this, it's probably going to break within a year or 2. And of course with kenjutsu you can use a wooden bokken. So have fun shopping on the internet for the tools of your trade.